dense and tired and late, but I think maybe that unless there's pressing need for these dollars tomorrow, this might need to come back to us at the next meeting or something in a more clear, concise document that we can understand and we can answer questions to the public. Ms. White, did you have comment?
I just wanted to make a comment that I apologize for the fact that the resolution isn't clearly stated, since these decisions and changes and revisions were sort of done at the last minute, and the effective dates for planning and building and solid waste, as far as being January 09, needs to be changed in the resolution and should have been changed, but it was sort of done at the last minute and sort of with an understanding, with not a thorough understanding. I'd be happy to bring it back later on. However, we would like to have the board approve the fees today, and we can change the resolution and bring that back later if you would like.
Okay. Supervisor Smith.
Thank you. I understand and concur with the chair that there's some confusion, but I think on the last piece we were just discussing, solid waste, isn't really confusing at all. Often we get amended things to our packet. In fact, this morning we had one that had 2 amendments. All they gave us was one single updated sheet that showed a change to a small amount of information. It was only 1 page. So I think that's the only change in the packet. The other piece that Ms. Wyatt is addressing is the associated resolution, but I think that we can be clear on what the numbers and the facts are. I don't think it's all that difficult to do that. I think that solid waste has defined what it's very straightforward, this additional page that I guess we received yesterday, clarifying what the rates are and the effective date, January 1, 2009. So I think that the information's clear. I don't think it's confusing. I think the only thing that is confusing is the resolution aspect, which, council said she'd work with the clerk and get that squared away, so.
We can submit that behind the scenes, and if you'd like, and get that changed so that it's squared away for chair's signature.
Okay. Before I go to the CEO, Supervisor Pinches.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to remind this board that this morning on the consent calendar, we approved the proposed budget, which the proposed budget has all of these fee revenue increases already built into the structure. So we already approved the proposed budget this morning with these fee increases in there. So you might as well go ahead and reapprove them again this afternoon and have them fill in the blanks later.
Can't raise those, can you?
Mr. Chairman,
You may.
I will withdraw my second complicated or straightforward as it may have been, because I think here what we need to do at this time is just adopt the sentiment that Supervisor Pinches has expressed, and after your comments about the fact that it has confused a short, bald guy, this hairy guy, I forgot to shave my beard. This guy over here is not willing to cloud your mind or tell you really understand it, even though you think you don't. So I just don't think we should go forward at this time with approving this. It's just, regardless of what County Council provides us with, we need to re-examine this anew, and I think the day is taking its toll.
Bring it back
Some of us, and bring it back, yeah.
in July.
We have it in place. It's in the budget. We approved that budget this morning. I don't think the wheels of government will come to a halt until we get greater clarity at this time, particularly with regard to the solid waste issue as it relates to Fort Bragg and the subsidy that's involved.
Well, then what I would recommend is that, since this is a public hearing, that you continue the matter to July 22nd to the next board meeting and resolve it then, but continue the public hearing to then.
Okay, so with the withdrawal of the second, there is no motion before us to take action on. I'm sorry, I am overlooking the CEO.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. all of the concern that I hear we're having is relating to solid waste fees. I'm not hearing that we have concerns about the other fees that are as proposed. And it certainly would be simpler for us to manage because we try and get these things online and get them up to date. If the board is comfortable continuing the public hearing for the solid waste fees, but adopting the other fees as submitted, we can make an amendment to the resolution to allow that to go forward.
Okay. What's the board's feelings on that? I personally would go along with that in an effort to move this item and bring back the solid waste fees the first meeting in July.
If, through the chair,
Please.
I'll go ahead and support that, but it's, to me, it's sort of ironic, because the packet is full of detailed information that a number of folks have commented on, and the solid waste fee is less than a page. So I don't see that there's any lack of, I just don't see what the lack of clarity is with the solid waste fees. But if the board would, per the recommendation, the CO wants to move forward with the others, continue it till July for solid waste, fine. So I'll make that motion.
You make that motion, okay? Do I hear a second to that motion? Do I hear a second to that motion? Okay. Then what is the motion of the board subsequent to that? I would need a motion to continue the entire public hearing.
I'll make a motion to continue the entire public
Okay?
hearing to a, not necessarily, I mean, I don't want to get all plugged up on our meeting in July and push everything to that. I don't, as Supervisor Colfax stated, the world's not going to come to an end. It's already, these numbers are already in the proposed budget. We don't deal with the final budget till August, probably, mid-August. So I don't see any life-threatening changes here. So,
I do believe
I mean,
it
it's fine
continue.
if it can be agendized for the July meeting, but it's not necessarily, because I'm sure after not meeting for, 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of other things on the agenda, so.
To council, to continue this public hearing, we would need to identify a date,
A date
correct?
certain, yes.
Okay. That's my only concern.
About the first meeting in August. August 5th?
August 5th.
That would be my motion.
It's not a problem with me. Okay, so the motion is to continue this public hearing to August 5th to allow for corrections, et cetera, that have been stated.
Mr. Chairman, because our August 5th meeting is, I'm going to reconsider that motion. I think we better bring it back to 22nd of July, because I don't want to ask all the department heads to have to go to Willits on this issue, and so that's going to be a dollar saving here. So my motion will be to have this brought back the July 22nd meeting.
Okay, so that is now the stated motion. Continue the public hearing to July 22nd. Do I hear a second? Please.
Oh, second.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm about to hit my head with this mallet. Come on, folks. Okay, so we do have a motion to continue to July 22nd. It's been seconded. Further discussion? Okay, hearing none, take the vote. All those in favor of the continuing